Mouthholes.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get in the mood here. The Halo mood. Oh. It's relaxing, right? Can you guys hear the music?
Yes.
Heard it, but I also have restraint orders.
It's beautiful. Oh, dude, what a day. What a day.
Yes, today is, I don't know, what day is today?
I don't even know anymore. Wednesday, I didn't know that.
These days are just starting to blend together.
Yep.
Thursday's my podcast day.
Hey.
It's a schedule that I sometimes stick to where one Thursday I do an hour of brainstorming, the next Thursday I record for an hour.
That's beautiful.
It's hard to stick to. We don't always do it, but we try.
And pause the music real quick and get levels for you guys. Burger, can you talk normally? Say, hey, what's up? My name is Burger.
Hey, what's up? My name is Burger.
Oh, that's better. That's a little bit louder. Mystery, can you say something?
Yeah, I wasn't close to my mic. Sorry.
Say something. I'm
both
saying things.
Wow.
Words are being said.
Say something.
Both beautiful right now. It's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Would you say one is dapper? Or what was the other one that you said? I
Dipper?
forgot the other one already. It also started with a D, if I remember correctly.
Hyper.
Diaper? No, that was me.
Diaper?
Dandy. Like a lion.
Fancy.
Whoa, is dandelions true meaning actually a neat lion? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh.
Don't those flowers look like
Lions?
lion tails?
But
neat.
yeah. Neat.
Neat lion tails?
Spherical. Until it's not spherical. Yeah.
It's nature, dude. That's life. Circle of it. In fact, I heard about that from, guess what?
I feel like
The
I read that
Lion
somewhere. Right, the Lion
It's the
King.
circle of life.
Oh, my sister got a puppy, dude, and they named it after some lion or something from those movies. It
Nala?
was like it was like the fourth fucking movie or something. Like one I don't.
They had 4 movies?
I mean, I'm guesstimating.
They had at least 2.5.
There's this one named Kovu or Kavu or something like that, and that's the name of my nephew puppy, I guess. I don't know.
Nephew puppy? Oh wait, Kovu? Isn't Kovu in? I think that's in the second one, no?
Okay, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why I'm naming my next kid.
Dad can't remember it. He calls it Kooky.
Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. Hold on.
I still listen to this song all the time. I love this piano part.
Yes, Kovu is the name. Apparently, Zira's son. Who's Zira again? God, oh my lord.
Zira is Simba's cousin.
The leader of the Outsiders is Zira. Nuka and Vitani's younger brother. Oh my, what is this? And Kiara's love interest and later mate. Spoilers!
Like, who are all these lions?
Spoilers!
You could have that in a G-rated movie, a Disney movie at that.
Bum, 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 bum. You guys like pianos? Wow.
I don't play it, so.
I wish I could play a piano. I was listening to some Elton John the other day, and I was like, man, if I could play the piano, I'd learn your song. That song.
Nah.
It's a great Elton John. Wow.
The only Elton John song that I know is the one he did with Eminem.
Excuse me. You know what I'm Rockin' man. Burning out here on
Oh, chat just demoted you to sidekick.
I don't care. I'll fuck him up.
Damn. Save it for the community game night, my guy.
Play no games.
Bark, not a lot of bite.
Where's the music? Oh my god. Oh, damn. All right, recording starting. There we go.
There was no countdown. We need the countdown.
5, 4.
No,
3,
no, the music's already
2.
started though.
Oh shit, you're right.
Ridiculous.
It's my bad.
No redos. No redos.
All right, we'll just keep it.
Happening. We're just gonna have to keep it.
We'll do it live.
You should have to do it. Yeah, exactly. But it's not like you can like restart the live stream.
Dude, we can do whatever we want. This is America, and you're in Canada, but I'm in America, so we can do whatever we want.
It is the internet.
But we are also on Twitch.
Found out recently that there actually are rules to the internet.
What? Are
I
there?
did not know that there are rules to the
You're
internet.
hanging out with some crazy people, my friend.
Rules of the internet. Yeah, so I was talking to Shadow about this. I think Shadow and Paranormal Cow. Apparently there are rules of the internet.
Yeah, I wouldn't listen to anything that those two say, but go ahead.
Rule 0: don't fuck with cats.
I fucking hate cats, dude.
Movie.
It's from a movie?
Don't Fuck with Cats is like you should watch it. It's on Netflix. It's basically a bunch of nerds on the internet use social media to track down somebody who is like abusing a cat in a video, and then it's the whole thing. It's like basically the moral of the story is don't fuck with cats on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Or like cat serial killers or some shit. I don't know.
I thought maybe it was Rule 0 from the movie Zombieland. You know how they have the rules, you know?
Yeah. Right. Wasn't the first one like stamina or something?
Yeah.
Double tap.
Yeah, keep running.
Second was like double tap.
Yeah.
Limber up was one. I know that.
Those are the rules of the internet too. Double tap, limber up, cardio, yeah, whatever.
Buckle up, Buttercup. It's time to fancy.
The extra voice that you're hearing, I shouldn't say extra. The additional voice that you're hearing is the one and only Los Burger. You can find him at twitch.tv/Los Burger. Burger, welcome to our show, buddy.
Is it Los Burger or is it Los Burger and then Burger?
We can tailor my branding accordingly.
As we see fit.
We like customization to our burgers over here. But what's up, man? Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, of course, man. It's kind of been a wild week since we last talked to everybody, which was last Wednesday. Before we get into a lot of the stuff that's going on, Burger, I just wanted to kind of get your background in the Halo world. Can you introduce yourself and when you started playing Halo and what Halo you love and any kind of opinions that you can tell people so that way they can yell at you?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah. So I guess it all started back in the year of 1992 when Mama Burger and Papa Burger had a baby burger.
Wow.
And Junior Burger was born. We can fast forward a little bit to when Junior Burger became Los Burger. But
can you make like the sound effect for the fast forwarding, please? All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, we could cut it. I got a pretty good one in there too. Together we can make a good one. But anyway,
I'm leaving both in, dude. It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, no, I came into Halo, I guess, a little bit later than some, probably earlier than most though. I came in on Halo 2. I saw a bunch of Halo kids playing it like at church events, and I was like, I want to play this game, but I was too young, and I'm not allowed to have rated M games, so
instead of finding Jesus, you found Halo.
I found my grandmother who would do anything for her grandbaby Los Burger.
There you go.
And she bought me an M-rated game without my mom and dad knowing. Hush, hush, keep on the DL. So that's how I got Halo 1, Halo CE. And then I got Halo 2 and played online, and I've been playing ever since. Love Halo. Been gaming all kinds of different stuff, but Halo's definitely my pride and joy. I have my own podcast as well. It's the Proximity Chat. Just shout that out real quick. You find it
shout that
Spotify.
out. Get that out there. Proximity Chat.
So check that out. It's pretty shitty and mediocre, but I love it. It's my favorite place in the whole wide world. Love recording on it. We should. I plan to have you guys on at some point. I also want to have Mystery. I want to have Gabe on, and you at some point, just to talk about my podcasting origins. But Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
What else should I talk about? That's pretty much all I got from Halo in my.
What's your favorite Halo?
That's a loaded. You're just asking me to jump into the deep end and make it.
Yeah, dude, of course. I need you to put out any kind of opinion because people will be angry about it.
I think that like every Halo has its strengths and weaknesses. I will say my least favorite, and I don't really include like Halo Wars and stuff. I think of like just the traditional.
Yeah, those aren't really Halo games. I'm with you.
Yeah. I'd say my least favorite is probably Halo Reach. ODST is a close second.
So your least favorite or your most favorite?
Least.
Okay.
Favorite. But my most favorite's probably Halo 3, I would say. Halo 5 I've loved for a whole different reasons when I started doing content. And when I like got to actually compete at events. Halo 4 I competed a little bit. Halo 3 I competed a little bit, but Halo 2 is kind of where I first learned it. So everything's kind of like have different things I like about them. Halo CE is the best as far as I miss horror aspects in Halo, so the only one that really had too much of that was Halo CE with the
and I'm there with you. They did kind of get away from the horror aspect,
but I mean I get it. They got to make a franchise. It is what it is. So I try to keep a positive perspective on a lot of things too. Sometimes it's easier said than done, as we all know, if we're fans of this franchise.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, I think negativity doesn't really help too much, but you know, that's just me.
Well, it's a good thing you're on this podcast because we're not we don't get bags of money from 3 for 3. I'm still waiting for it, and if they want to send me bags of money, I'm happy to just like say good things about them all the time. But we try to look. I don't know, Mystery. What do you say? Like, we try and be optimistic here for the most part, right?
Yeah.
That did not sound convincing, dude.
He's
Sorry,
trying,
was that not convincing?
He's trying to be optimistic.
I'm following this. I'm following the script here. That was good.
Okay.
I'm just doing like the table read. I'm doing my table read right now. Am I doing it right?
Well, we're doing it live, Mystery. You don't want
doing it live?
We're going right now.
This is live right now.
Right. Okay. Hold on. Let me throw away this script.
Yeah. Try that. Yeah.
Don't
again.
throw it away. Are you sure you're memorizing them? They can't see you. So.
I mean, this is true. This is very true. But you know, our podcast seems to go off script all the time, anyways. So this is actually pretty fitting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. We can cut that out. That's fine.
What? You son of a biscuit!
Now, you two have known each other for a long time. I don't know if I know the story though. How did you two meet?
I met on Mystery's. Mystery had a different podcast back in the day, and I was on there. I think that was when we first met, or maybe like a game night or something.
Wait, you guys met on that podcast? I thought you guys knew each other before that. No.
I don't know. Did we?
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yes.
How long did we know each other beforehand? It couldn't have been that long.
Yeah, Burger, you should just let him answer.
That long, but it was before the podcast.
Okay, I did clarify and say that because I remember doing you had the roulette, whatever it was called. It was pretty sick.
Right. Yes. That
Dude,
was.
that's
not
is
the first time that we met.
So crazy. That's how I knew Mystery.
Yeah, and I met you about the same time through Drunken Halo, which is an old remnant.
Shout out to Drunken Halo.
Of Halo.
Yeah. Much simpler time.
But yeah, I got the honor of going on to Mystery's podcast. Actually, you kind of launched me indirectly. You guys all kind of pushed me into the podcasting world that I'm doing now. Just because I've learned that I can't commit to a specific stream schedule like some people can. And if I try to, I don't do it. So podcasting is a better format for me where I can kind of, every month or so, I at least want to make something. So I end up getting around to one, but there's no pressure to really push it out right then and there. And I have free creative control. Not doing content live is nice. I mean, I don't really edit a whole lot because my skills suck and you would know if I was trying to. So, but if something happens, like somebody's getting really bad feedback, you're not halfway through your stream before you realize it. You're like, oh shit, we got to re-record the past 5 minutes. It's just So that's more my thing.
So Mystery, how do you remember you guys meeting?
It was a Drunken Halo game night.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Oh. I feel like I'm into like bad. I'm like the shitty husband. And you're like, how'd you guys first meet? It's like, I don't know, man. Like,
It was on October 14th of 2015. No kidding.
I was wearing my favorite pink blouse, and he was wearing that button-up blue shirt I love on him.
Then he played some music in the background.
And I thought his joke was so funny.
He started laughing really, really hard.
I've been going back out on dates, boys, recently, so all this is fresh in my mind.
Really?
The hearts I've broken as of late.
Oh man, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
but-
How's it going? How are you enjoying?
I am the heartbreaker, not the.
Oh yeah, well of course.
That was Little Burger. We've grown up. We now don't let anybody get close to our emotional side. We cut things off immediately.
Oh, but that's good. That's that's a healthy way to live.
Nice and healthy. Let's do it, baby. The world of Tinder.
Speaking of having a healthy things going on, I kind of want to jump into this and ask you guys about the Halo Infinite roadmap.
He's trying. Don't interrupt him. He's trying. Okay, let him try.
He moved it. He landed and stuck the landing.
He did, and then you decided to interrupt.
That's right. It's like when an Olympic athlete like lands off of doing their gymnastic thing, and they almost stumble, but then they still stand. You know, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, this is when we clap, Real Mystery. Come on.
Oh, right. Yes. Good job.
Thank you.
Well
I
done,
appreciate
good
it.
sir. Well done.
A real quick recap for anybody who doesn't know the roadmap. I'm just going to go ahead and give you the, I don't know, just a real quick John here.
You got to keep it dandy, though.
I'm trying to think of how to keep it dandy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So before we got a roadmap of when season 2 was coming out, what was coming out with season 2, and then when season 3 was coming out, some things have changed, as all roadmaps are subject to change. We're getting a winter update at the end of season 2. So season 2 is going to end on November 7th, and season winter update is going to start November 8th. During the season winter update, again, it's not season 3, it's just its own separate thing. We're going to get the Forge beta. We're going to get campaign, network co-op, and mission replay. We're going to have a 30-tier battle pass that is for free. And 2 new maps, Detachment and Argyle. Pretty cool, I guess. They're going to have Match XP beta, a new game mode called Covert One Flag, a December event called the Winter Contingency 2, a January event called Joint Fire, and quality of life improvements. This season, this non-season, this winter update is going to go on from November 8th to March 7th. And for those of you who are counting, trying to figure out how many months that is, yes, it is indeed, what is that, 4 months? 3 months? 4 months? Yes, I didn't count.
Yes, indeed. Well done.
November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, 4 months. So it's a 4-month non-season season. It's just a winter update. The one thing that is glaring out of here that they kind of just said we are not going to be able to figure it out is split screen co-op. Now I bring that up. This is all the buzz in the Halo world right now about how terrible 343 is. Mystery, you are the one person that I know who is really excited for split screen co-op. Now that it's not coming, how you feeling?
It's not coming?
Well, it's like maybe coming at some point eventually, but they are taking the team that's working on it off of it, and they now have them doing other things.
For clarification, you will still have online co-op. It's just split screen.
Correct. It's split screen that you won't have.
Why?
I'm not the person to ask that question, buddy. I wish I knew the answer, but none of us do. We just know that they're transparent. And they are hearing our feedback.
They're super transparent. They definitely hear our feedback, but we don't exactly know exactly why. Just it sounds like there's other things that they think are more important that they want to work on.
I'm actually kind of upset about this.
Yeah, there were a lot of people who are upset about it. So you have a lot of the Halo community. You're right in line with them there, Mystery.
Yeah, but I'm not going to attack them.
You don't have to attack them, but why don't you give us your genuine, feeling? I mean, obviously you're not thrilled about it. I don't know.
Do you have like a loved one or somebody that you were planning to play it through with?
Yeah, my sister.
Oh, that's shitty, dude.
Yeah, we always play all the co-op campaigns, like, split screen, except for Halo 5, obviously, and now obviously Halo Infinite seems like.
Does she have her own box?
We're not doing that. That's not fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Burger, shut up. Why would you even suggest that?
God.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's valid. I would be upset too. There's just, I don't think any of us would be that upset about the roadmap and the time of frame and stuff that's coming out if there wasn't such a big buffer between the last release and the most recent release. You know what I mean? Like between Halo 5 and Halo Wars 2 and this title.
So does that mean now that there is no longer split screen even in multiplayer?
No, there is split screen multiplayer. That will stay. That is still a thing. It is just the split screen campaign that, for whatever reason, they can't nail down. Now, here's the crazy thing. There's a glitch that people have been doing that involves some kind of trickery in order to actually make split screen campaign work. And so there's a glitch that you can do, Mystery, in order to access split screen campaign, but it is not a I'm sure that they'll patch that out soon, but it is not you're not supposed to be able to access it. Now, according to people who have been in this glitched split screen campaign mode, it seems to work fine. So they don't really understand exactly what's wrong or why they couldn't ship it, or why they couldn't at least have the split screen campaign working. But it sounds like there's probably some bugs that they just haven't been able to find that are game breaking that they don't realize yet. But there's actually a way, and you can just YouTube it, there's actually a way to access split screen Halo Infinite campaign.
I have a question now.
Go for it.
So we can't turn this glitch into a tool for the campaign?
Apparently not.
That's unfortunate.
Now maybe they'll go, oh, you guys found it.
Yeah. The reactionary company that is 343. So, I think they could reverse engineer and figure out what triggered that glitch to be there and potentially implement it, or because now that people have seen it, like, just kind of differentiate from what they were initially planning. You know what I mean?
What if, just a theory here, but what if it was actually there the entire time? It was just locked by code or something like
that.
How
funny would that be?
The person that had created it ended up quitting or something.
That's hilarious.
And they just need to find it in the code and unlock it.
Yeah, some guy leaving on the way out is like, I'm gonna leave a code for them.
Some shit I feel like I'm gonna do with my job when I leave.
hence the glitch.
Yeah, right.
It's always been there.
There's this dude that works. Sorry, I don't have to go on the side.
No, go for it.
There's this guy I work with. I work in tech, and I can't give specifics, but there's a guy that I work with that developed and programmed a whole lot of the most important system in the company, and nobody knows how to work on it because he didn't document anything. And he said, "Why would I document it when you guys could just subcontract me every time you need work?" So
that is hilarious.
Yeah, it's smart of him.
That is absolutely hilarious.
But yeah. So yeah, there might be some validity to your thought there, Mystery.
There might be. That's just a theory, a game theory, if you will.
Careful before we get sued.
That's why I added, if you will.
Matt Pat needs the publicity. You got all these viewers on this one, so
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll help him out a little bit. So we are getting the Forge beta now. That's an exciting thing.
Yeah.
Mystery, are you excited? He says, okay. Are you excited about Forge? How do you feel about Forge coming?
Well, you mentioned last week in the last episode, there was some kind of tutorial or something that they're gonna have. So I'm actually genuinely kind of curious about that.
Yeah.
For the most part, but strictly based on how that tutorial ends up being, I might either get more excited or just not really care about Forge.
Yeah, I kind of want to dabble into the Forge for sure.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen any of the leaks and stuff?
Oh yeah.
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 I get excited when I see that kind of stuff.
Trax has been eating it for breakfast lately.
Anything that's cool or exciting. There's a couple of Twitter accounts that I follow that do a really good job at kind of like posting all the new stuff that comes out for Forge. Anything that comes up, I'm just eating up. I think it looks so cool. There's so many things that I'm so excited about. So I am absolutely pumped about Forge. It sucks that it's like, okay, here's Forge, but also split screen campaign for anybody who wants it, is kind of out. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I agree. The fact they can like change the skyboxes and all that different stuff, man, like the entire environment of Forge maps and I mean, there's things like, you remember the puzzle maps in Halo 5?
Oh yeah.
Like, think of like those like Funhouse-esque, or like the Infection
it's gonna be insane
game type where you were it was like Train to Busan or something. Like, people were zombies and people had to get on a train and stuff. Anyway, it was a lot of fun, and it was just like an environment and a whole storyline, like kind of like built in the Forge engine. But if you can actually like change the entire environment, lighting, etc., like it's gonna be pretty dope.
Yeah, I think Forge will be amazing. Personally, I want to learn how to make some 1v1 maps, some like smaller maps. I think that would be kind of fun, since that's like a thing we do. I think that would be really cool. But I'm excited that they're gonna have like a tutorial for it, just because Halo 5's Forge, I felt like, just totally left me behind. And in fairness, like, I could have put in the work to try to understand it, to try and learn it, but it was just, I think I was just so intimidated by it, I just kind of ignored it and let other people do Forge things. So the fact that they're going to have a tutorial for it has me really excited. We're going to get a 30-tier battle pass for 4 months. How do you guys feel about that?
Upset. I mean, it's fine. It's free. So that's what I think is kind of the saving grace of it. But like, we're waiting about the same amount of time we waited the first and second season, and we're not getting a full pass. It's like we've kind of dialed it back from where we were at, and at that point, listen, I don't, like we all said, we don't want to be negative, but like at some point you have to be realistic with what people are going to put up with, and 4 months of the community only getting about 50 levels of battle passes is just not acceptable, and people are going to leave. Like, we've already seen droves of people leaving. And I think that you build some hype around it, they can come right back. But, like, I don't know. You just got to do yourself a favor and get your shit together. I guess. I don't know. So that's how I feel about it. I know it's not the best take, but that's the realistic one. But the stuff, the yappening, have you guys seen the yappening stuff yet?
Oh, yeah. We'll get into the yappening stuff for sure.
Yeah, the stuff that they're releasing, like, I think is getting better in quality.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just the same old story of Halo. Like, there's enough lifeblood to keep me interested and excited about it, and I see them moving in the right directions, but for every step forward they take 2 steps back, it seems like, a lot of times. So.
That's an interesting take, and I think I kind of feel similar to that in a lot of ways. It's like Halo Infinite comes out and I'm like, oh my god, I love the gameplay, they solved the sprint, this is all so nice, and then it's kind of like bare bones and you're like waiting for content and stuff, and it's like, oh, why? It's like we solved this thing, but then, like, like you said, a couple steps back.
Yep.
Mystery, do you really care about the battle passes? Do you actively work on trying to like go through them?
I haven't really been too bothered about it.
Okay.
I haven't found anything very interesting, to be honest.
Yeah.
What do you like about it, Mystery, since I haven't talked to you in a while? I mean, if you don't, I'm hijacking the podcast. It is what it is. Go ahead, Mystery. Tell me, what do you think about Halo so far? What do you like?
Did you kick Trax off the podcast?
He did. Don't worry about him.
He did, and everybody is celebrating, and everybody's happy about it.
His mic is muted, and I can see his voice moving, but he doesn't realize we can't hear him. So go ahead. What's your favorite thing about it?
Oh, this is interesting. Oh wow. Okay. Yes.
He's checking his mic on the stream. I'm just messing with
him. No, I actually muted it to give some realism.
All right, fair enough.
Cut himself off. In regards to like the battle pass in particular, I haven't found any interest in it, mostly because I just feel like I'm unlocking things for the sake of unlocking things, and that has kind of been a little bothersome for me. Whereas at least in the Master Chief Collection, you unlock season points, or I guess now what's called Spartan points, and I do feel like I'm kind of earning whatever it is that I want to unlock or whatever I'm unlocking here, right?
Mhm.
So and that's the same problem that is in Call of Duty for me. It's just like I'm leveling up, I'm unlocking something, but I don't know what I'm unlocking, and I don't know how. Like I know I'm doing challenges and all that stuff to level up, but like it just I don't have that satisfaction of feeling like I've earned it. It's just given to me.
I'm gonna jump in here real quick. The question is, what do you like about it?
Well, I was answering the initial question, and now I will, I guess, double back now and go back to the second question.
Maybe I missed it. I'm sorry.
Thank you for keeping us on track here.
This is why I got kicked off the podcast. I'm sorry. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Keeping us on tracks.
What do I like about it?
I mean, whenever you like, I just haven't talked. I genuinely like haven't talked to you guys a lot, so like, I just want to hear your thoughts on Infinite. You know, life happens, and I'm sure you guys don't listen to every episode of my podcast. I don't listen to yours. I come by the stream every now and then if I see it on. Just listen for a few minutes.
Excuse me. I listen to every episode of your podcast, okay? And I expected you to listen to every episode of my podcast and watch all of my live streams and read all of my tweets and look at all of my TikToks. So I'm very disappointed right now.
I've been had. It is what it is. but I just like at the beginning, Mystery, was there anything that you were like excited about? Like whenever it first came out, you're like, man, this is gonna be fun. Like, I don't know, the training mode was sick at first, like for me, but also I'm a competitive dude, so maybe I have a whole different, you know.
At the beginning I was excited about new potential possibilities. With the Halo universe, just in general. I was excited to get a new story, one continuing Master Chief at least. I was a little wary about the equipment and all that kind of stuff. Still am a little wary about it. But I did kind of like the feel. I like some of the changes that they made in regards to the sprint and like how you keep the movement speed, keeping up with the sprint in a way. I believe Trax had said in the past they fixed sprint, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I don't see any more arguments about it.
Yeah, they basically course. Dude, it's always something the community like. This is the thing, the community always has to have something to debate about. I've seen that it's now arising with the 4-shot versus a 5-shot weapon, which I think is crazy. But yeah, I think you're right. I think they did. If there's a fixing of sprint, they did it perfect because they basically nullified its entire value. Like, just walk anyway.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like, I do choose to walk more than sprinting. If I'm trying to get away, I can sprint. Sure, whatever. It is what it is. But I'd rather have my weapon up as opposed to weapon down sprinting.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Do you guys do any of the like drop slides or like you know how you can get up on like a ledge and some of them you can crouch if you drop off them and you slide?
I've attempted them, but I haven't practiced them enough to actually like use them in like a multiplayer match, but I do know what you're talking about.
That's like what I use. My sprint is almost utilized like a thrust was in Halo 5 because I use it in those instances.
Yeah, I get that.
Everywhere.
Well, like in Halo 5 when you thrust and then you slid and jumped or whatever?
Yeah,
to get across the map faster.
Well, basically, I don't even utilize the sprint except for if I'm in a position that I can do one of those drop slide opportunities. Because what you have to do is be sprinting when you do it. Because the way it works is, this is what I feel is the case is, you don't slide unless you're sprinting, right? Like if you're just walking and you press crouch, you're just going to crouch normally. So what you have to do is do a slide. So really the only time I sprint is whenever I'm trying to do that trick. You know what I mean? So I kind of use it more like a thrust than a sprint. That's kind of what I guess I'm trying to say is like it's a situational tool as opposed to being an all necessity get to a point as quick as possible. Like you only
use sprint in those instances where you can get like an extra boost that you wouldn't normally be able to get.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I get that.
Not always. There's always the exception. Some asshole
Sure.
will your stream be like, "You said on the podcast the other day," and then it's like,
You said on the podcast you don't sprint, and I just watched you sprint, bro. So
yeah. So,
I hope somebody does that to you.
Somebody won't, but I like to think I'm that popular and I'm that egotistical that I think somebody might. So.
And I like to think that many people listen to this podcast and go and do that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you guys will show up. and then I'll have 2 viewers and we can all reminisce about the podcast.
The new game mode, Covert One Flagged. Have you guys heard about this?
A little bit.
So one team will have, I think it's swords and invisibility, and the other team will have cloaking and shotgun. No, not cloaking. Grapple shots and shotguns, and it's a 1 flag game.
I may be wrong, but I think it's the radar things, not the grapple. Maybe
Really? It's not. Oh no, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's not the grapple. Maybe the sword people have the grapple.
Because the way I was thinking about it, which would make it pretty cool, is if the sword guys have camo.
Right.
Really, the camo is so good in this game that
it's pretty
people
good.
can creep up on you pretty easily with it. So with the sword and camo, I feel like that gives them, it's more like a zombies feel as opposed to regular Halo. I feel.
No, you're exactly right. It is that little radar. I don't even know what to call it. Radar circle.
Yeah.
Sensor circle.
Yeah. So that you can use that to find the secret people,
Find the secret people. Mystery, that game mode right there. What do you think about Covert One Flag?
I'm still trying to figure out who the secret people are.
The secret people are the attackers.
Opponents. It's 1 flag. So you have one team that's got camo and swords, and they're trying to get the flag, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yep.
And then you got the team that's on defense that has a gun, but they don't have camo and they have radar detectors, so they shoot those sensors out. Threat detectors. Thank you, chat. Yeah, those things.
That sounds interesting.
It kind of reminds me of. Do you guys? I don't know what it's called, but in Reach, there's the Covenant versus the UNSC game mode.
Invasion.
Yes, that's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit. Just
because everybody was an elite, always had active camo on.
Exactly. It's exactly why. And they always had Covenant stuff, and they would have a sword, or whatever the situation may be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it sounds interesting. I would definitely like to try it when it comes out, but it is what it is.
Did you guys play Attrition at all?
Oh yeah, I love Attrition.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I think Attrition's good. So I mean, if they did Attrition right, I don't see why they couldn't do something like this right as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that this will be pretty fun. I'm a little bit confused why it's a brand new game mode. It's well, Capture the Flag's not really a brand new game mode. You have new settings that I don't know if we even have access to in custom games. It's weird to hear it as a new game mode, but okay, I'm willing to go along with it. I don't know if it's always I don't know if this is just gonna be in the doubles playlist. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it's gonna be in 4s. I mean, that sounds kind of insane to me. Could you imagine this in Big Team Battle? That would be wild.
I was hoping Big Team I mean, I was thinking Invasion, man. I was thinking big team size stuff.
Yeah, that would be wild. I mean, that actually sounds kind of cool to me, but
yeah, like infection size lobbies,
that would be pretty sick. That would be pretty sick. But so that's kind of the extent. I mean, there's 2 events: Winter Contingency 2, which is probably just another kind of holiday themed sort of event like we had last year, and then Joint Fire in January. I really don't know what that's about, but okay. Quality of life improvements. I mean, there's more that it expands on, just not right here. And then it says for season 3 is going to start March 7th, and this season has a title. It's called Echoes Within. It is the first season that I've seen that looks like an actual, how Destiny has their sort of themed events that they do every year. They have new DLC that comes to the game or whatever. It looks like on that kind of level of professional sort of marketing, I guess, with like the logo and the way that it looks. Like it looks much more professional than anything we saw with season 1 or season 2. Nice. So I'm sort of hoping that there's a lot more of a drive for the narrative that'll happen in season 3, and maybe that's why they're calling it Echoes Within.
Yeah, I was kind of like initially thinking like, oh, Echoes Within may relate to that one AI that seemed to has like infected one of the Spartans or whatever.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know if this was like, I don't know if this was rumored. I don't know if this is just us theory crafting. I don't know, but there's an idea in my head that we were talking about there being additional campaign expansions, kind of like a Spartan Ops-esque deal. Do we know if that's a thing, or is that just something I made up with my friends?
It's probably something that you made up with your friends, but we've talked about it here as well. I don't see personally, I don't think that I've heard anything about like a Spartan Ops kind of thing. If it's like your multiplayer character and you're going back and doing some story along with some cutscenes, the way that Spartan Ops was in Halo 4. However,
right,
I don't feel like it would be that hard to do with Halo Infinite in like a weird way. Like there's
like down the road maybe, you know.
Yeah, so I don't know.
kind of like you were saying, Real Mystery. If it's somehow related to the rampancy, I could see that being, if they're taking extra time on it. I don't want to obviously get us too excited about the idea, but that is something that could happen, you know.
So this will also be this is again right now as of September 1st. This is subject to change, but they have this down as an actual 3-month season going from March 7th to June 27th. We're supposed to get 2 new maps, or it just says new maps here, arena and big team battle. So I'm assuming 1 new arena map, 1 new big team battle map, which is good. I mean, I like the idea of every season there being 1 new map, 1 for arena, 1 for big team battle. I think that would be a good pace. There's a new equipment. Mystery, you're talking a little bit ago about how, you know, you're not sure about some of the equipment in Halo. This one is called the Shroud Screen, and it looks like a big blue marble, like half of a big blue marble, and basically you can't see inside of it. And so they show this one Spartan kind of running through it, and you can see half of his body coming out of it with the sword. So it looks like it's supposed to be kind of like if for Call of Duty it's a smoke grenade, for Halo it's the Shroud Screen. How do you feel about a smoke grenade kind of thing for Halo, Mystery?
I mean, we'd have to definitely see how it plays. I'm kind of curious because you did say it's like a marble. Does it protect you from gunfire as well?
I don't think so. I don't think it's like a bubble shield at all. I think it's just it blocks your view.
Now I'm just trying to figure out how the physics work.
The bubble shield, it is like a bubble shield in structure, like size wise, and like that. When he says a half marble, I mean it is. Oh
yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't really give an idea of scale. It looks very large.
Yeah, and it's definitely like a dome. Like it's a set. It's not like a smoke screen where like it's floating away and stuff. You know what I mean? But I think I'm with Trax. I don't know if we have confirmation if it, you know, lessens damage or anything, but I'm under the impression.
Well, they show somebody in this little screenshot here. They show somebody shooting a bullet, and it looks like you see the trail of the bullet going into it and then coming out on the other side. So I think they're trying to show right there that you can shoot through it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. We'd have to see how it plays. I'm cautiously optimistic that it'd be good.
Yeah, I like the idea of it. I haven't seen anything like that before in Halo, so I think that could be really cool.
Well, I like to think like all of these are just more tools in the toolbox for whenever Forge comes around. You know,
yeah, basically,
like,
yeah.
I try to think of like stuff like duck hunting. You know what I mean? Like, all right, everybody has to get across this thing, and we have 1 shroud each. You know, like
right.
Let's use them together, and then all your idiot friends and shoot them at the beginning. It's like, what are you doing? And you know, it's fine. But I don't know. I think I've always been a fan of like more tools in the toolbox. Like I think it's a shame we don't have things like the DMR and the railgun and the storm rifle and the plasma caster. And I mean, realistically, I understand balancing all these different tools and everything is difficult. It's not always, easy and possible. But like, hey man, if we can grandfather some of those tools and weapons back into the game, like throughout the launch of Halo Infinite into the next 10 years, that'd be really cool in my mind. So
Where's the scrapper gun in multiplayer?
yeah, the scatter shot.
No, the big turret, the scrapper, like the banished turret that they had in the campaign.
I don't even remember that.
It like shot like it shot like these like the skewer rods, except it was like rapid fire.
Whoa, really?
You guys didn't come across it in the campaign?
I don't think so.
It's actually like you come across it actually like right like I think just after like the first couple levels. When you come out onto Zeta Halo for the first time, you actually, before you even leave, you can come across it.
I don't think I remember that at all.
Oh.
It's not one of those you can get from like the mini bosses on the Halo, right?
Oh, right. I think there were mini bosses that had that gun. Yeah.
Oh.
Like there's like how there's the high priority targets, and it's like
Right,
so and so has been causing trouble for Spartans around here. He's a headhunter. Da, 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 da.
Sound like a 1950s. These kids are causing trouble in my neighborhood.
Yeah, see.
Hey, see.
But
get rid of that elite.
But yeah, dude, you just go over there, you kill them, and once you kill them and complete the challenge, then you have the weapon they had. So, fun fact, if you guys aren't aware, if you want to play the campaign and think about it, if you get access to, he's one of the first ones you come across, high priority targets. He's got the sword. If you get that, it increases your movement speed by 20%, I believe.
Oh.
It's a percentage. So you can get around the map a lot quicker if you pick that thing up early on.
Interesting.
It's like your buddy.
I didn't even notice that you moved faster with that. I barely use swords.
Same, actually. I almost never use swords.
I didn't until I learned that, and I wanted to slide and grapple my ass all around the map. And
that sounds kind of fun, yeah.
Into orbit or something crazy.
Now, Burger, you mentioned the DMR. Coming to Halo Infinite, not the DMR, but kind of the DMR. Who knows? The
BR 2.0.
The M392 Bandit. The Bandit.
No, the BR 2.0.
The Bandit rifle. This will be coming Season 3. Cool. Have you guys seen the leaked videos of the Bandit?
Yeah, it looks pretty sick.
I think it looks pretty sick too, actually.
Like, it looks like Commando, kind of, but maybe more like damage, less control.
Yeah, I feel like it looks more like a Commando. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised that this gun looks the way that it does when you have the Commando and the DMR already had like a giant sight on it, and like I don't really understand changing it, but okay, you know what it reminds me of a little bit too, and it's not as quick fire, but the Halo 2 battle rifle at the E3 demo, the way that it was like a single fire shot, and it was a rifle and fired. I mean, that one fired kind of quick, but this one does fire quick. It just has bloom as well if you fire too quick. So,
yeah, I don't remember that at all, Trax. I'm not as old as you, apparently.
I'm about to pull it up so you can listen to it. I'm so about to do this right now. I'm gonna pull it up so that way you guys can hear the audio. Now, why don't you? We have 100 tier battle pass coming as well. And the helmet on this, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It looks like the helmet from one of the Spartans on the front cover of, I think it's
Reach?
Ghosts of Onyx.
Oh.
Is it Ghosts of Onyx? Maybe it's Reach. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Ghosts of Onyx is a book.
Yeah, no, it looks like the helmet looks like one of the helmets from the cover of one of these Halo books. Let me see, Halo.
Oh yeah, that's definitely Ghost of Onyx. It looks like Ghost of Onyx.
Okay, yeah, so it looks like that, which I think is really, really, really cool. Yeah, I think it looks cool. What do you guys think?
Taking a gander at the cover of Ghost of Onyx real quick. I don't want to buy it on Google Play. Get away.
I mean, I feel like we have seen it once before in MCC, so I guess yeah, it'd be nice to see like those kinds of armor sets make its way.
The rounded one?
Yeah.
Kind of rounded, yeah.
Okay. Kind of like an EVA, yeah.
Yeah, it looks kind of like the EVA.
All right, so I'm about to blow.
Transformers helmet from Master Chief Collection.
That's something new.
I wonder if they'll come to Infinite. All right, so right now I'm going to play you the audio from the Halo 2 E3 2003 gameplay demo. Right now, what you're about to listen to is the Halo 2 battle rifle, but instead of hearing a you're going to hear a pop, 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 like that. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
I was born ready. That sounds like a glitched weapon.
That is a single fire battle rifle.
That sounds like I was playing Halo 3 and I shot my VR and the frames skipped from the first shot to the third shot. So this sounds like.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of that a little bit just because of the single fire.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know, man.
You hear one bullet, I hear two.
It was like boom, 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 boom. It's like, you know, as many bullets as you pull the trigger.
Tapping it.
Yeah, little tap tap.
Spamming it.
So that gun is coming. Well, I mean, not that gun, but the bandit is coming. We have the 100-tier battle pass with that badass looking helmet on it. Also coming to season 3 is the custom game browser. I'm gonna be honest, I thought that this feature was way further away than season 3. Yeah. So that has me really excited.
Yeah, I think that coupling Forge and custom games is a must. And I'm kind of with you, Trax. I didn't expect it to come quickly just because of how. I mean, it's not here yet, right? Like, let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Right, subject to change. This could come out in 2025. That's true.
Yeah, exactly. We could see this with our children whenever they're playing.
Whoa, keep the shots firing in the game, please. What the heck?
When Ezra is 8 years old, maybe we will have the custom game browser.
Yeah, I don't even have a child yet, but I'll have a full-grown one by the time I get the game. So, you know, it is what it is.
That's hilarious. But, we like to be positive here, guys. We like to be positive here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm optimistic it'll be great when it's out.
Welcome to the Red Spartan Halo podcast, where we're just a bunch of hypocrites.
It's hard not to be. And it's I don't want to beat the dead horse, but that was a zinger. I had to go for it.
I like it. Well, they said a couple months ago when they came out with like that big feedback blog, and they were like, here's all the features you guys are asking about, and here's all the answers for them. They said that the custom game browser was in early development. So to me, I was like, okay, this is way kind of far away, and I was surprised by that. Maybe they knew that it wasn't going to take that long to make, so they were like, we'll get to it, and when we get to it, it'll go kind of quickly. So the fact that they even have that on here, I'm very happy about. I think that is going to be one of the biggest game changers for Halo Infinite, at least for the Halo fan base itself.
Yeah. And I think like the unsung hero of Forge and custom games is that it's on PC now, because we're going to have all the nerds that mod all kinds of shit. I mean, look at Skyrim, look at every video game ever that is giving you free reign to go in and mod. And then we're basically doing that essentially, but with a Forge mode that's designed specific for it. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Yeah, I think unfortunately the community is going to come in clutch. Look at that however you want to. But it will be good. But have you guys heard of the rumors of the BR game mode? Certain Affinity is working on.
Oh yeah, we've talked about Tatanka.
Yeah, Tatanka. That's right. I think that if we get all of these things like Forge, custom games, the base of Halo, and then that launches post, I think that would be a really good move. We'll only have to wait and see, but you know what I mean.
Mystery, what do you think about that?
I'm a little confused. What do you mean? What's coming first, and then what would be coming second in this situation?
Well,
I think he's saying like, oh yeah,
I think the Wakanda is going to come out after the Forge mode. First, we're going to get Forge mode, and then, I mean, I don't know when Wakanda's coming out, but I'd like to think that it's going to come out after Forge mode, because I think if we get the foundations of what Halo is from, you know, the casual standards that we set for Halo, then we launch that post. Like, that has the potential to bring a lot of eyes onto the game that maybe, you know, have lost interest and or have never played a Halo. Yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it as far as
like Forge is bringing back all the Halo fans, and then from there Let's add more icing to the cake. We got Battle Royale with
Yeah.
Wakanda.
Yeah, exactly. And if Watanada is,
what was it? Tatanka? Tantanaka?
if Badonkadonk comes out after Forge, it's going to be a lot better than Forge coming out after Badonkadonk.
I totally agree with that. I think it's better to have basically all of Halo there, and the Halo community will be happy with it, but obviously that's not going to bring in a whole bunch of an outside audience. But if you have everything that should be there with Halo, Forge, the game browser, everything else, if that's all there, and then you have this influx of people coming for the Battle Royale mode, you'll have more people kind of like hang around for the other game modes and the other things that are going on with Halo, as opposed to just like if the battle, think of the Battle Royale released when Halo Infinite released, like you probably want to get very many people coming over to the Halo Infinite multiplayer because it's so bare bones. So I think the idea is like, okay, have that infrastructure, have the basics of Halo there. Battle Royale comes out, a bunch of brand new people, and then they get to see all these other things that are going on. I think that's the ideal scenario. I'm 100% right there with you.
Right. Well, the flip side of that is also, if Forge comes out first, why wouldn't we just be able to create our own Battle Royale before Battle Royale even comes out?
Well, because we're not going to be able to get the same. Yeah, like we're not going to be able to get the player count that the Battle Royale mode is going to have. The Battle Royale mode it's going to be way more than 24 people. So if you create a Battle Royale mode in Forge, which I'm sure they will be able to do like a much better job than what they did in Halo 5 when it comes to creating like a Battle Royale map. In fact, there might be some really cool kind of like smaller Battle Royale maps that you get to make in Forge. But the big mode is going to have a much higher player count than the 24 players. I think they're aiming for 64 or for 100. And so that's just a whole different beast than whatever you can do in Forge with, just a 24 player limit.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of validity to what you just said too, Mystery, because if they do release, like, the peer-to-peer thing's the issue, right? Like how many people you can have on a given server. So like if you can bump that number up with the BR mode, maybe then later they can implement some sort of Forge mode for the Battle Royale to where, the big Forge guys are out there making a whole upside down version of a Halo ring, and it's the Battle Royale game mode. And then somebody else makes, a Toy Story version, and,
Right. And at that point, we already have the custom game browser as well, right?
Yeah.
And if we as a community want Battle Royale as badly as we want it, and we have a good version of it on Forge, what is the point of waiting for Tatanka to come out?
Oh, there's no point in waiting. I mean, I'm going to be in their custom lobbies with you, brother. And
exactly. It's just going to be smaller scale.
Yeah. So I think basically, ramp it up. Next step will be ramp up.
Well, I think that there might be some things that certain affinity might have access to that the Forgers don't have access to.
Oh, that's true too.
And I don't know exactly what that would be, but I imagine that certain affinity is not building the Battle Royale mode on the back of a tool like Forge. I imagine that it's going to be a lot more intricate, and they're going to be able to do a lot more things than what we would be able to make with Forge. Again, not saying that we can't have a Battle Royale mode made from Forge, but anything that is made in Forge, I don't think there's any way that you attract the same amount of people that you would with Halo's own developer-made Battle Royale mode.
Yeah, and more importantly, marketed and pushed on Twitch.
Right.
Getting the word out there, getting the hype up. I mean, we can only do so much, talking about it on a podcast that has people that are already committed to the Halo community. They're going to go out there and reach, avenues that we're not going to be able to touch. So that's what I think could happen. We don't have a game that a full release game yet, almost a year later. So I try not to get my hopes too high up, try to hold myself to realistic standards. But I mean, I think that is the roadmap to success that they aren't talking about in these roadmap updates, but that's what they really need to be considering. And quite honestly, I feel like the development of this whole game has been procrastinated on. I don't have any way of knowing that to be the truth or anything. This is just my perspective, but it seems like every time they've released Halo, 343 has released a Halo aside from Halo 4, it has been a situation where they weren't ready for the launch and they roll it out in chunks and fix it as they go.
I love the idea that Halo 3's Halo games have released kind of like my reports in high school. Like I turned it in and then the teacher's like, dude, this is a fucking mess. Like you forgot this, you got to do this. And there's a bunch of red ink and then I got to go back and fix it.
This is your rough draft, right? I mean, your file's due today, but this is the rough draft, right? Yeah, I'll have the real one tomorrow.
Yeah, this is I've been holding on to this for 3 months now for you. Yeah. It says here in-game reporting. I imagine that is an anti-cheat thing.
Yes.
Burger, can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yes, I'm very excited about this. I'm unbelievably excited about this. All right, so they're adding a report feature. Have you been in a match where somebody uses a racial slur? Have you been in a match where somebody comes after you specifically and betrays you over and over again?
Is this an
Have you been in a match where a man has wall hacks and aimbots, and you look at yourself and you say, what can I do to help this community? And the answer is nothing. You can go to Halo Waypoint, report it up, go ahead and get on your Twitter twatters and tweet them, or you can hit the report button they're adding to the game, so that way that guy has never played the game with us ever again. Best thing they added to the game today.
Perfect.
It's not even added.
So I don't feel like I experienced people cheating. Is that because I'm on console?
No, there really aren't a whole lot of cheaters. People, honestly, dude, like dying to lag is now the new. He's a cheater.
Yeah.
Like, you know how whenever you had that friend that came over, he's like, I can play way better in my house. It's like, okay,
Right.
guy. That's why you suck. He's like, the lag's just so bad. It's like, that's the cheater now. Like, people are like, this guy's cheating, this guy's cheating. So I think that with the rollout of this, they definitely need to make sure that they have some sort of screening process to make sure, like, you know, these people are actually cheating. Because I know people that have been accused of cheating that were not. And I mean,
for sure.
Myself, I've been accused of cheating.
I've been accused of cheating, yeah.
And I'm not. And it's just like, you know, boy who cried wolf situation, but like they need to add that. Like the fact that people can just get new accounts like left and right is already an issue enough, but the fact that there's like no way to counteract it for like by the community. Like that's the thing, man. The Halo community is self-sufficient and DIYs so much crap. I mean, look at the remnants and the beginnings of Halo 3 and everything, man. Like we built an entire MLG esports world, you know.
Yeah.
we were the beginnings of that, man. And that's something the Halo community has always done. We just got to get the tools, and this is just one more tool that we've got in our disposal now to like help our community be a better place. So I'm hyped about it.
We are getting a block button in
No, a report button, a very different thing. So their account will be banned if they get enough reports.
If they get enough reports.
I'm assuming like that's how reporting features work in other video games, but like it's tailored specifically. Like, I mean, I'm sure you've reported somebody before on something. Like, you know, it's like, what were they doing? You have like a checklist of stuff: verbal harassment, abusing text, going AFK, like different stuff like that you can choose from. So I'm assuming it's gonna stick to that sort of format. But I mean, yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm just, you know, sick of cheaters and sick of people making the place crap.
Stream sniping.
Oh, dude, I'm not reporting anybody for stream sniping. Come at me. Twitch.tv/listburger.
Come at me. Just have my stream up when you're doing it.
Yeah.
The most that I've ever
only
reported.
Subscribers get
Subscribe only stream sniping. I think the thing that I've reported people for the most is unfamiliar with game, and I'll usually just report people who I don't want to play with, like who are really bad. Or if they like are AFK or something like that.
I'll make sure to use that feature when I play with you.
Yeah, I think I always laugh to myself whenever I do it. Doesn't know how to play a game.
Way over
I thought we agreed to keep the shooting in-game.
I heard it. I ignored it. I just kept moving forward. It just like it dinged off me. I'm just gonna keep going.
If he's gonna do that to my grunt level friends that can't hang with him, I'm gonna do it to him.
I guess that's fair.
Who won that 1v1 tournament that you and I were both in? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
I know it was a couple years ago, but
you lagging and
okay. What was that thing that you were just saying a little bit ago about lag being used as an excuse for somebody who's not as good? I think I remember you saying that a couple of minutes ago.
Yep. You're getting years and months mixed up, buddy.
We're getting another new game mode. Do you guys want to hear what the brand new game modes are?
Yes, please.
Mystery, ready for this? Brand new VIP and escalation.
Yay!
Ooh.
We're getting VIP again?
Wait, it says new game mode. VIP. It's not really a new game mode. It's kind of an old
New
game
for
mode.
Halo Infinite. Yeah.
It's new for Halo
VIP
Infinite.
in Halo 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it too. It's just I don't get why they're calling it a new game mode.
I hated being the VIP because I had to stay away from people. I didn't like that. I wanted to go fight them.
Yeah. What's escalation?
Go fight them. I think escalation is isn't it basically a gun game?
Oh right, it is gun game. I'm excited for that.
Is that
Right.
I've always loved.
I think I'm a little bit
gun
more
game.
excited about VIP because I enjoyed VIP very much in Halo 3, and it's nice to hear that it might be coming back. I'm curious to see how it's gonna play in Halo Infinite with like spawning. Like, you know how you had like in Halo 3 you had like, oh, if the VIP like died, they wouldn't spawn in another VIP until the new person spawned in or whatever.
Right.
I wonder
Yeah.
how they're gonna fix that for Halo Infinite.
What do
Like,
you mean?
would
Why
somebody
they?
just automatically become a new VIP in the middle of their fight or not?
I don't think so. I didn't think that was ever a bad thing.
Well, it slaps an overshield on them, right? So I mean, if you're in the middle of a fight and an overshield pops on you, you're like, "Ooh, this
Yeah,
is
but that kind of sucks because if you're in the middle of a fight,
sucks for the loser that's gonna lose the fight." Yeah, but if you're the overshield guy, it's pretty great.
can you imagine you have somebody down to like no shields and all of a sudden they become the VIP and you just turn it around on you? Like, what the hell, dude? So,
Right, but
man.
like what I was kind of getting at with Halo 3 is like, okay, so the new VIP would only come if somebody else had died. What if you guys just don't die in a team? Then you don't
You're
have a
gonna
VIP
win.
on your side, so you can't lose. You can't. The other team can't gain any points.
Dude,
Yeah, but don't you start out with
the way to win?
Don't you start out with the VIP?
I thought
Yes,
you did.
you
but-
start with the VIP, but the
Okay.
next VIP is assigned after the first VIP dies and a new
Right.
person spawns in.
Right.
So if 3 of us stay alive the whole game, we won't have more
A
than
new
one point.
VIP.
I'm so
Yeah.
confused right now.
Well, I mean, like, I think realistically, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Like, I mean, I don't think 3 people are going to drop in perfection, and if they do, they earn the win. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
I don't know. There's a new Fracture event coming. They don't specify what it is, but I've liked the Fracture events so far. Burger Mystery, how do you guys feel about the Fracture events so far?
Which one's the fracture?
That's like the World War II
The
helmets that we got,
non-canon- Yeah, the non-canon like.
or the
events.
Samurai.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the samurai one. I like the other one too, but I'm also like a West Virginian boy from the coal mining town of Elkin, West Virginia.
So, what do you feel like that
so-
has to do with Fracture events?
Well, the one of the skins in one of those events, I believe it was one of those events. They have like, it looks like mining helmets and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, but I see where you would not follow that.
Yeah, I
Thank
didn't.
you for asking me to clarify.
When I think of West Virginia, I think of some mountains, and I think of Fallout 76 is kind of what I think of.
Well, that's good. That's better than most people think of, unfortunately. It's a good place. People from West Virginia don't want you to know that though, because they want nobody to move there.
That makes sense. I
the
feel
real
like
estate is great. It's
yeah.
cheap. It's beautiful. There's
I
not
feel-
a lot of crime. There's
Yeah, I feel like that state's one of those states where there's going to be like a mass, like just tons of people moving to from like the cities and stuff like that soon.
DC's. There's a little town called Davis and Thomas, where I grew up like skiing and snowboarding.
Yeah.
And it's vastly different post-COVID because a lot of people from DC wanted to, like, you know, go on vacation, get out in nature and stuff, and it's like a 3-hour drive from DC. So that place was like so, like, for lack of a better term, it was just a bunch of hippies. It was like just a hippie town. I loved it. You know what I mean? And all of them are like, I hate all these people coming over here.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I'm all about it. I'm a business guy, so I'm like, fuck yeah, more money for this state. Let's go. But
There you go.
not everybody.
Mystery, how have you felt over the last 2 Fracture events? Does a new Fracture event get you excited?
Not really.
No.
It hasn't really gotten me excited, to be honest. I mean, like, I thought the samurai event was cool, but I never really, I never really like found one of the armors that like I particularly liked. But then again, I also don't like the whole armor core system that they have set up for the armor hall and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I do think they're making some changes to that. I know they changed to where your attachments for the initial battle pass, you can for the helmets, they're interchangeable now, as well as the visors.
Yeah, I knew visors were interchangeable.
I think they're making some changes there. I don't know. You know how it is. Like, we can't predict what's going to happen with this game.
it's Halo Infinite, not Halo Limited.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I feel limited when we have this armor hall stuff. You know?
I like the idea of being able to make like 5 different kind of like armor sets that I want to wear it, and on any given night. But yeah, I definitely don't want any of the items to be limited to
very
like
specific to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that.
We have a new narrative event coming, which I think we all kind of knew and sort of talked about a little bit. We have Forge beta updates. I don't know what that means, but cool. And then quality of life improvements. So that's kind of the new roadmap here.
Can we talk about the maps, Argyle, and what's the other one?
Let me pull it up.
Detachment.
Yeah, nice. Argyle and Detachment. Yeah, let's talk about it. What do you want to? Let's talk. What's up?
Well, so
what's up, Daddy?
One thing I don't like is that they're both Forge maps, from my understanding.
Yeah.
So I mean that's okay, but I feel like
Oh really?
If I'm getting new maps, I want them to be, I mean, I guess it makes sense with it. They're like releasing those corresponding to Forge and like giving you that freedom that like the Forge World Freedom and making these Foundry-esque maps now. But my guess is the Forge mode's going to have something of a grander scale anyway. I mean, that's kind of what happened in the last Forge, right? Like in Halo 5's Forge, it would
be. I mean, I guess it would be nice to have like one Forge map and then the other one being like 343 development map, something, instead of both of them being Forge maps.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe it's just my pessimism, but like, I just feel like it's lazy, It's like getting lazy writing for a show you like or something. It's like, man, could have just,
Yeah, I definitely get that. I mean, I'm okay with it because I've seen what Forge has been able to do so far. So I think it's barely going to be noticeable that it's a Forge map.
Yeah, that's actually
the problem with like Halo 5 and Halo Reach and all the Halos so far with Forge is like in Halo 5 everything looked like kind of like concrete. Like it you had the like color outline on the walls, but essentially like everything kind of like looked the same and the textures were the same. This Forge is totally different. Like the walls can be textured, they can look different, there's different colors, different lightings, different brightnesses. So I'm actually kind of optimistic for these, even though they are Forge maps and they're not developer made. To me, I'm totally okay with that, because I think what it does is like when Forge is as good as it is, you can put people on different things, right? So like you have the developer arena map and the developer big team battle map that are coming out for season 3, right? So like, okay, those 2 maps developer made, they're ready to go. We got 2 Forge maps coming up for this season. Boom, put them out, ready to go. My guess is that season 4 is going to see some more Forge maps going into rotation. But then what that allows you to do is take those developers and now put them on other things that you need improved. And so if people can make really good looking, amazing maps, it's like free up those developers for other things that map creators can't do. And personally, if, again, the way that Forge looks, I might honestly, like personally, I might be okay with there not being like any more developer made maps for Halo Infinite. And let's be honest, what developer made map from 343 so far has blown you away where you're like, oh yeah, I would definitely take that over anything the community could do? Like Halo Infinite,
popular opinions.
Halo Infinite has my favorite 343 maps. I love what's the one that I love, Mystery? I say it every podcast. No, not Live Fire. Although I do like Live Fire, but it's not my favorite one. Aquarius, that's it. I love Aquarius. Absolutely love Aquarius. But like, okay, Halo 4 had Haven. I liked Haven. Halo 5 had Coliseum. I like Coliseum. But like, I I don't know if there's other 343 maps that really blow me away.
Halo 5, I had a boner for those maps, man. The ragingest one ever. The rig, dude.
Rig was okay.
Midship, except it wasn't midship.
Midship was awful. Come on. Truth was terrible.
Regret was not terrible.
No, regret. I liked regret. It was different enough. Truth. I hate. I absolutely loathed truth.
There was Collie. There's another one I can't think of.
Yeah, see, even you can't think of it. You named like 3 maps.
Yes, I did. And I'm proud of it, damn it. All right. No, there's one I can't think of the name of it. Plaza.
Of course you can. Of course you can. That's my point. This is my whole point.
It's the streets, but bigger.
Oh, I like streets. See, I really like the Halo Infinite arena maps. I like streets a lot.
Streets is really good. Dude, I'm learning about like these crazy angles on the Halo Infinite maps that I was completely... There's a spot that I've been using on Recharge that like the world needs to know about, and I'm about to tell you about it.
Oh, tell us about it. Tell us.
So, you know strongholds? Do you know like where A, B, and C are on strongholds on that
Yes.
map? Mystery, do you know that?
Nope.
Okay. So, Recharge has elevator. Do you know the elevator call out?
Assume that I know no callouts whatsoever.
Okay. It's going to be really hard to explain this to you. So I'm going to go straight to Trax on this one.
Okay.
All right. So there's the frag grenades that spawn on what we call sneaky. It's a little spot above C platform and C steps. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay. If you stand where those frag grenades are and you look across to top A, the top of elevator, you can shoot right in onto that from that angle.
Oh, really?
So anytime I get C, I hop up in there and take that angle, and like if somebody's pushing through control and I can tell they're gonna go for A, I'll shoot the guy like twice before they get there, and it just is a free win for them. So
what do you like stand on the edge of it looking over, or?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, how often are you A, standing on that edge because
Never.
It's just such a vulnerable, ridiculous place to be,
Right?
And B, looking at A from there, you know?
Right.
It's wild. There's all kinds of spots like that I'm learning about still to this day. Like, you can shoot on Aquarius, you can shoot from dino nades into the fridges, both fridge sides. I don't know. It's just different stuff I think of. But I definitely think that the maps are like fleshed out in ways that still people aren't aware of yet. So I think that's really cool with the design of the game and the ones in this game.
Yeah, I love the maps in Halo Infinite. I really do. But just in the same way that you had a hard time naming the Halo 5 one, and you didn't say any from Halo 4, this is what I mean. I am okay with the community. I am okay with the community having...
Fathom.
Which one was Fathom?
It's the underwater one.
That's Halo 5.
I know. Halo 4 sucked.
Yeah. I liked Fathom. Fathom was pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't like Fathom for flag games, but anything else was good. People could just get across the map too fast. It was always like a stalemate, I felt like.
You know what really grinds my gears?
What's that?
Gears of War.
They have oddball on maps that aren't designed where you can play ball. Like, think of like Lockout and Guardian.
Yeah.
Two famously oddball maps. The reason they're great is you can
play
ball wherever the hell you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Catalyst is the closest thing we've had. I mean, we have live fire. You can play ball, and people do all the time. That's why tower's so like good. So people take it to tower because they can throw it off the back. We need to play oddball and Catalyst. That's the motion of this podcast. We need to start a petition. We need to go to 343 and tell them, A, you need to fix the game, so work on that first, but B, oddball on Catalyst.
Yeah.
No comment. All right, I'm alone in my charge. I will take this to court.
Sorry, one of my problems with Halo Infinite right now is I don't remember the map names at all.
Catalyst is the new map. It looks like kind of narrow-y.
I love Catalyst.
It's the free-for-all map, right?
And I like it too.
With all the different layers.
It does have free-for-all on it, and it does have a lot of layers. So probably yes. There's like a hard light bridge across bottom mid,
right?
And then there's a small narrow bridge across the top mid. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I love that.
Now
map.
I know what you're talking about.
But the reason I think that map would be so good for oddball is you can throw the ball off the map almost anywhere. You know, it's really pretty accessible. So I don't know.
Yeah, I like that map a lot. So yeah, I'm okay with them freeing some stuff up, you know. Freeing like the developers up to work on some other stuff. I mean, at least like that's how I see it. We have a lot of backlash because of this roadmap, and I am not going to sit here and rip into 343 the way that everybody else is, but I guess I do just want to kind of get some overall opinions here when it comes to I kind of want to play a game here. Let's say you are the mayor of Xbox, okay? And you have the choice of what to do with 343, the studio, complete control, complete power. You're basically Phil Spencer, but let's say you have, you know, you don't even have to worry about anybody above you or anything like that. You're the mayor of Xbox. RealMistry, what are you going to do right now with 343?
I'm going to send help.
Okay, what is that? What does that help look
Smoke
like?
screens, SOS signs, white flags, you name it. Mystery's on top of it.
No, what I mean by that is like I would try to like, you know, try to get them more development help in like numbers in regards to, you know, employees and all that kind of stuff to kind of get them going on top of all this stuff, because I feel like that's what they need more right now. It's just because we have so many people that dropped out and like we're trying to catch up on a lot of that kind of stuff. I feel like they could really use some more employees and more people that are passionate about the Halo universe itself. I would even probably start looking towards maybe some of the community members, specifically maybe some of those community members that are creating some really cool stuff with other game engines in their own version of what they think of the Halo universe. You know, start getting those people in there too, because they would be passionate about it and they would want to make Halo Infinite the best they can.
So you would go on kind of like a hiring spree and maybe get some more community involvement at 343 itself?
I feel like that's probably what they need more than anything right now.
Yeah, I agree with him too, because like, I mean, it's not even just gaming, right? Like right now in general, like there's a big like shift of jobs and who's working where and who's doing what, and career shifts and all kinds of stuff going on throughout the world, you know, with the work from homes, the no work from homes, all that jazz. So I think that's also definitely limited them. I don't want to give them that excuse. I don't think it's acceptable, but like, yeah, I think that's a very valid point, Mystery.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Burger, you said that you agreed with a bit of what Mystery said. Is there anything that you would add, or is there anything else that you would do if you were mayor of Xbox right now?
No, I think so. Like, I don't know. Completely transparent. Like, I don't know what the fuck I don't know how to make a game. I don't know. But I think that like, there's a whole lot of people like not pulling their weight. And I think that needs to be, you know, addressed in some manner. I don't know where it's at. I don't know where it is in the totem pole. If it's the top, the middle, the bottom. If it's the lack of staff, I don't know what it is. But the reality is, we waited 6 years for a game that came and went and still has yet to be fully developed. You know, so in my mind, that's unacceptable.
Can't wait for the 10-year anniversary where it's a remaster of Halo Infinite.
Well, here's one thing. Yeah, amen, dude. Here's one thing my friend and me were talking about is like they added the Slipspace engine, and I went back and looked it up, and Halo 3, Reach, and 4 all used the same engine, and I think they shot themselves in the foot by making a whole new engine. Like I think I saw somewhere that they said like the way that Halo 5 was being developed, it couldn't be enhanced upon, yada yada yada. So maybe that was the underlying reasoning for that, you know, conversation, was that maybe they were talking about indirectly about the engine and they needed to address it. But it's just so frustrating that like, if that's the only thing that I can see as an acceptable reason that this has been delayed to the point where it is that maybe they were developing an engine. And I just hope that if that is the case, we learn from our mistakes, and the next time we release a Halo, we don't change up the engine unless like it's necessary, you know? So that doesn't really answer your question. I just don't know what to do about it.
That's okay. You would get in there and get some more information to figure out what to do next.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think like you've upset a lot of people, and I think being transparent and everything is good and all, but like if your transparency is just we hear your feedback, like what's the point in even going through and spending the money and hiring, like no offense to like sketching them, like but I just, in my mind, like that is money not well spent. Like that is just them showing up once in a every now and then to like tell us like, hey, we hear your feedback, we're gonna release a roadmap that really is all about just releasing things in betas and things that you're expecting anyway. It doesn't really seem like we got I mean, like there's cool little nuggets of information. Like I think the Yappening, if you guys haven't played it yet, well, I think we're gonna talk about it a little bit, is a great addition. And I think things like that are good. But like telling us that we're gonna get Forge, like no shit, we're gonna get Forge. Like we all knew we were gonna get Forge. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
And split screen and these things, like we knew that was coming. So it just seems like a lot of fluff, and it's a little frustrating. So I would try to get rid of that and more, actions speak louder than words, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So
I mean, I also feel like maybe like sketching them might be like kind of put in a corner here right now, right? Like what else can they say?
100%.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that they probably wouldn't be able to say, right?
Yeah.
NDAs and all that kind of stuff, right? You can't just announce like, oh, this is coming, and then like you're gonna have to double back on that at some point if they decide to cancel.
Exactly.
Right, so,
and that's the other thing that like worries me when you see these things like leaked and data mined and stuff. I'm like, that's not in the game. It's not. I understand that like on the hard drive in the game, technically it is on the game, but it is not supposed to be for your eyes yet, and it's not ready to be released. It could be an idea in the prototype that never comes to fruition. So I just think that they've made their nest. They gotta sleep in it. Made their bed, they gotta sleep in it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if I was mayor of Xbox, I would basically let 343 continue doing what they're doing. I really do believe in Joe Staten, and I really do believe that the next couple years of Halo are going to be a lot better than at least these first 2 years.
Yep.
I'm not happy about the way that Halo Infinite launched, when it comes to all the content. I mean, personally, I've been playing this game every single week. I've been playing this game, not every single day, but I've at least been playing it every single week, and I've been enjoying it. And a lot of that is because of the people who I play with. And that's why we all get together for community nights on Saturday nights, because it's Halo at the core. Everybody has an idea of what Halo is, but I think we can all agree that no matter what game you're playing, you can find a way for it to be a lot of fun when you have friends with you and when you have people who are around you who you enjoy being with. And Halo, just with its sandbox, it has given you so many different things to do. And yeah, I do wish that there were more things that we could do with Halo Infinite, but I'm not down on this game by any means. I'm not ready to fire 343 or fire Bonnie Ross or fire Frank O'Connor or anybody else. I think I do believe in Joe Staten, and if there was one thing that I changed, it might be whoever is in charge of their communication or whoever's preventing their communication with the community, because I really do think that like these videos that we get every couple months basically just kind of apologizing, while it's okay and yes, you are communicating, a lot of these things could have just been said like on Twitter to kind of ease people, so that way there's not these riding tensions and this like ongoing fear. And if the second that they knew split screen wasn't going to be able to be released, they decided like, okay, let's tell people, hey, you know what, this was on the roadmap, but we're having some complications that we didn't see coming. We thought that it was going to be able to get here by fall. It's not going to be able to get here by fall, and these are the issues that we're having, and we're considering moving these people to go do something else, or anything like that, or maybe not even say that, but just say like, we think that this might actually take longer. If you put that out by itself way back when they first realized that, then like you don't have the community reaction all at the same time to season 3 being delayed until March, this winter season only having 30 battle pass levels, Forge, like you have people reacting to everything all at once instead of like sort of drip feeding people bad news.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't understand the ideology to hype up an announcement that's only going to get you bad press. I mean, I get no press is good or bad press is good, whatever the fuck the saying is. No press is bad press. That's what I'm trying to say. But like the idea of you being like, we have some big news coming tomorrow, and you're like mentioning like, I don't know, Ninja or Sudith or Nate Shot or Courage or one of these huge streamers that has a big audience. You know it's going to get a lot of, views. Like, why do that? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
I would rather just like sit and hide for a while, build up your shit, and then be like, oh yeah, we're back, baby. And it's like, oh my god, they have all this other stuff now? What? Like, I mean, that's how so many BRs are, and so many, like, I don't know, just gaming in general. Like, I feel like that's how I view it a lot. Like, I kind of alternate through games these days, and whenever I come back to one, I'm like, damn, there's a lot of content they've added to this. I'm excited to play this and just kind of get caught up on everything and then move on to the next one. And that's what I think Halo needs to do, instead of just like us coming by playing 30 levels on a battle pass and then turning it, grinding and to the death. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think that they should give us, like, make a big announcement for all these new things that we're excited about that are coming for sure. But I would drip feed the bad news. If I'm being honest, I feel like having that all together at once, I feel like not the best idea.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm talking about the opposite, like good news. Like, rather than like, here's a little, a cool gun charm. Like, why don't you wait until you got like 50 new armor coatings out, and you're like, look at all these things we added over the past 6 months.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, yeah, because then people are like, oh, I'm actually getting some content, as opposed to like, oh, is that really content?
Yeah, I get that. Okay, do you guys have Mystery, do you have any other thoughts on the battle pass or the season 3 or anything like that?
I mean, it's great that they've announced like whatever it is that they have announced here, but at this point, I'm just like, when it happens, it happens,
Yeah.
When all this comes out, it'll make its way, and that's when I guess I'll be a little bit more excited about it. It does partially feel like empty promises right now, and that is a little bothersome, I'm not gonna lie. But as much as I love the Halo universe, I'm going to maybe stick back and maybe play Halo Infinite with friends, and then maybe if I want to play solo or something, I can go into MCC or something and just enjoy my time there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
essentially just wait. That's all I can do, right? So.
And I mean, it's a bummer. Like, we all think it's a bummer. I think whether we're admitting it or not. But the thing is, like, I don't know. I look at MCC and like I see what it's become, and it's the best it's ever been. And we know how terrible. Like that, we think Infinite was a bad launch. That launch was, give it a run for its money. Like, it's so I think that, yeah, it may take years. It may take months for Forge, and maybe that's all we need. But like, I think realistically, like, we've been with the franchise as long as we have, and like we're going to continue to be with it, and there are going to be better days. It's just right now we're in a valley rather than a peak, of life. So
yeah, I think the Halo fan base generally has just like, I think we all believe that Halo can be like a major, can sit at the dinner table of like conversations about major games that are out, and we just haven't been there. And I think like there has been so much optimism about Halo Infinite and the gameplay and stuff, and so I think that, at least the way that I think that if I'm being honest about how I feel deep down, I think I want Halo to do so well, and I'm sad to see so many players come into Halo for such a short period of time and then leave because there wasn't the content there. And so I think that, like, yes, I do believe in Forge, and I do believe Halo BR will bring a lot new people, and I do believe in these tools, and I do believe in custom games and custom game browsing, and I do believe that things will get better. I think there's a part of me that's just like, I just don't want to wait. I feel like we could get there, and I just don't want to. I know we have to, but I think, like, there's a part of me that's just like, I just want a complete Halo experience that's new, and it's been so long since we've had that, and so I think that that's why everybody's so, like, ready to fire 343.
You know.
Yeah. All right. Well,
That's right there.
let's talk about real quick the yappening. Mystery, have you played any of the yappening yet? I know Burger has, and I know that I have.
I tried.
What is that? What does that mean?
That means when I arrived home very late last night, I hopped on to play Halo Infinite, or at least tried to, and I got this, like, dedicated server error or something. So I couldn't
really?
play it all, unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay.
So unfortunately, I have not played any of the yappening, but I have tried.
Okay. Burger, what's your experience been so far? How you feeling?
It's been good. I mean, like, kind of like, not to beat the dead horse anymore. It's not as much content as I wanted, but the things they've done in there that are kind of, I don't know, I like it. It's nice because, like, so Mystery, since you haven't played it, you maybe aren't aware, and honestly, I overlooked it at first, so maybe you haven't realized either, Trax, but there are weapons that you can pick up and you get in those game modes that are, like, specialized. They kind of remind me of Super Fiesta, or like the power-ups for the weapons in Warzone back in Halo 5, but not that extreme. Like, we're not shooting plasma pistols that turn into black holes or anything, but maybe your commando comes with 40 bullets instead of 20 and it shoots faster and does more damage. Or there's a sniper rifle that it shoots extremely fast, but it's a 2-shot kill. And there's just a lot of different cool little things they're toying around with, and that kind of makes me feel happy and excited about what the potential is for custom games and everything, especially if we can get tools that allow us to use that sort of customization where we can dial in how much damage a weapon does, how big the spread is, things like that. I think that gives you a lot of potential. So I think it's a fun game mode. I wish that we had more maps that came with it, and I think the content they have for the battle pass is pretty good, or the event pass, I guess is what we call it.
I love the death thing with, like, the face that pops up.
Yep.
I saw that getting so much hate on Twitter. I don't understand. I was like, dude, I love that. Like, that's the only death animation thing that I've seen where I'm like, oh, I want that one.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, the reality is social media is just toxicity, man.
It really is, dude. They'll hate everything.
I have a tweet here. I don't know if you guys are House of the Dragon fans, but this is what I tweeted earlier, and it stands true. And it kind of says a lot about the state of gaming and content in general on social media. It is House of the Dragon breaking streaming records while simultaneously having a fan base that talks so much trash about Game of Thrones has to be one of the most internet things I've ever heard.
Yeah, I saw that tweet. I like that one.
It's just, people want to shit on stuff. That's the way it is. So some of it's warranted, some of it's not. So yeah. So I think it's fun. I think the stuff they added was cool. The little Finn mohawk.
Yeah, I think that's funny.
I'm wearing that Spartan one right now. Yeah.
I realized the weapon thing because I was running around with a bulldog, and then I ran up to a bulldog that was on, like, one of those weapon spawn things, and it was letting me pick it up, and I was so confused. I'm like, I don't understand. Why can I pick it up? And it was the same color as my bulldog too. And so I pick it up, and so I basically had a bulldog as my primary and a bulldog as my secondary, and I was just running around just shooting people with a shotgun. Which I was having a lot of fun with. But yeah, there's one game mode where everybody spawns with skewers and rocket launchers, and it's on at least when I played it, it was on the newer the Banished Big Team Battle map. And Mystery, it was so cool. There's just this, well, and Burger too, you're here. There's just this one moment where I'm standing like in the middle sort of the map, and there's just all these rockets going over my head going towards the enemy, and then there's all these rockets coming back in the other direction, and I'm sitting there and all I hear is just the sound of just like consistent rocket fire. I was like, this has got to be like I'm not even doing anything and nothing crazy is happening to me, but just the environment that I'm in this game is just making me smile. Like it was such a cool moment. So, you know, I'm happy for that kind of thing. It makes me happy. This is the first event that has felt like an actual event. I've heard some other people say that, and I'm totally in agreement. These game modes are unlike, you know, what we've had so far, and I would totally be okay with them hanging around for a while. But I definitely think that some of the other events, you know, like the one where it was just land grab, it's like, okay, it's not really that different than regular land grab. Like, it didn't feel like an event. This actually feels like an event. It's fun. You can tell people are having fun with it. And I've never been big into the yappening. I've always thought, you know, it's like one of Halo's more like kind of goofier things, and I just like never really kind of got it. But I will say that the game modes that are coming with this, and I don't know how much I love the armor skins, but at least the death animation and the game modes and the weapon or the helmet attachment with the mohawk thing. I think that I'm looking at this event and I'm like, okay, I hope if future Halo events are kind of like this, like I can see myself like now getting excited for events.
There's another low-key thing about the most recent update that's overlooked a little bit, is they released playoff skins for the esports organizations.
Yeah, I saw those.
So those skins were enhanced as well. Like, I feel like they're, you know, flashier, look better. They come with a weapon charm. So I think everything's progressively getting better. I think you're exactly right. That does feel like an actual game mode. Like, I also like that, you know, they didn't spill all the beans. Like, I didn't have to read about these weird snipers or see it on Twitter or see it on Twitch. I stumbled upon it in the world that is Halo, like,
right.
and used it there, and it was a party fun game type thing. So yeah, I agree with you, man. It's been pretty good. It's been fun.
Mystery, hearing those kind of game modes, do you think it's something that you're sort of excited to do and excited to play?
It definitely reminds me of some of our ridiculous community game nights, just on a larger scale. So
yeah, right.
It is exciting. Yeah, because like our community game nights is just a bunch of random, sometimes just a bunch of random custom game options, right?
Yeah.
And we just doing it on an arena map, except this time you're doing it, I guess, in a big team battle environment. So yeah, of course it's gonna be hectic and chaotic.
Yeah, it's fun.
All for it.
I wish I was jumping in with more people, and we'll do it on Saturday night. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to whatever they have next. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Okay, all right. Mister, you got anything else?
I got nothing else.
All right, well, I guess we'll
questions. That's about it, though.
Oh, of course, I didn't forget that. Listener questions. Let's talk about. Let's do listener questions real quick. I definitely forgot about the listener questions, but that's because I'm just an ass. That's my listener question. I'm an ass on.
We have a few questions. I think it's 5 questions.
Nice.
Rabble and Game Warrior. So we'll go with Rabble first, then Game Warrior, then Rabble, then Game Warrior, then Game Warrior. Cool. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So Rabble says, while I was visiting Las Vegas, I saw a lot of slot machines that were based on video games.
Okay.
What would a slot machine based on Halo look and work like?
What a great question.
I had to. Put money in it, we never win. It is what it is.
It would probably be a slot machine with a bunch of different, classic Halo symbols on it, and I think that, instead of 7s, it'll be Master Chief's helmet. I don't know what the other slot machine symbols are. I only know of the 7, so just imagine 3 plasma grenades, or 3 prophets, or 3 arbiters, or whatever. It'd be a bunch of different fun Halo symbols like that.
Do you think 3 grunts would be a positive or a bad thing? Like,
I feel like that'd be a bad thing.
7s or 3 X's? Okay.
Yeah, I think there's like 3 X's.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I would picture the slot machine as, so you know how the slot machine has like the wheel would be like the Halo rings, so like 3 Halo rings or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Kind of set up, right? And there would be like a semi mini game mode where you're just trying to stop yourself from getting infected with a flood or something. I don't know. And like you have to try to get like the 7s in order to stop the infection. So it's like a time thing.
You think 117 would give you some sort of, or 343 would give you some sort of combo?
Maybe like an overshield or something to help you like delay a little longer your infection or something.
You pull it like multiple times, right? Like it's one game, but you pull it like multiple times, and each time is to like try to line something up to give you power ups, like an overshield or camo or something.
Ooh.
Play out like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just thinking.
Yeah. I like that.
There you go. Yeah. And then you can have like silly animations for the grunts or something, just like the grunts, just like you get 3 grunts in a row and they all like throw grenades at each other or do something stupid.
If you
they run away.
If you get 3 warts, you win. Wart.
Wart.
Oh yeah, wart.
And it just makes that audio noise, and then you get rich. Like money just shoots out.
Just shoots out at you.
Yep.
And then like all of a sudden you hear Arbiter say, "Where it's so easy."
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
All right.
What's the next question?
Next question from Game Warrior. Okay. I don't know what he's saying here, but bear with me here.
Okay.
If had you M1 Abam-Rams, what would you do?
What would you do, Burger?
Bam Rams. I had a Bam Rams. What about you?
Mystery, what would you do?
What's in a Bam-Ram?
That's just the answer, dude.
Like, do I have to Google this?
Yeah, Urban Dictionary.
I don't know what it means.
I think he means an M1 Abrams, like the tank.
Like the tank, like a scorpion tank. Okay, you gotta give a scorpion. That's where we work.
All right, read it again.
Oh, so if you had M1 tanks,
Scorpion.
Abrams.
What would you do?
I like the Abrams.
What would I do?
I would sell it.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
What am I gonna do with the tank? Like...
Yeah, I'm with Mister. I'm gonna sell it before the government comes and takes it and arrests me.
Yeah.
Government can't take it. It's a tank.
Get it out of my hands. I don't.
I'll sell it to Andrew Tate and then I will wash my hands with it. I'm good. I don't need it anymore. Burger.
I'm starting up the best land center you've ever seen inside of a tank. That's what.
Nice.
That's actually a pretty clever idea. Would the tank be drivable in that situation?
No, kids would get hurt. It's like a $10 entry fee. They can play all day. $20 if they pay. They can play all day. 1 hour is like $5. And the tank's disabled. The gun still works, but you have to have like a special key. There's like a kill switch button and stuff, so nobody can use it except for like me for big special events. It's like once a year. The tank firing. Let's go down to the tank firing land. Hell yeah, dude.
Fires all your LAN equipment every year.
Yeah, whenever we get a new sponsorship and get a whole bunch of new Xboxes and stuff, we'll take the old ones out and blow them up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Okay. All right. Next question. Oh, this one's directed to Los Burger. This is from Rabble Just Rabble.
Nice.
And Rabble asks, Los Burger, are you a human who makes burgers or a burger who plays Halo? Or are you Halo Burger?
It's the internet. I am allowed to be anonymous.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 2 anonymous people in this podcast. What is happening right now?
We're taking over.
You don't even know if I'm a person. I'm not a person. Hence the question. I plead the 5th. Next, please.
Please the 5th.
All right, next question comes from Game Warrior. And it's not even a question, it's a comment. Join community night, damn it!
I agree. Get the fucking community night.
Yep. I accept his notion.
Yeah, come hang out with us. It's fun.
Okay. And then the final question from Game Warrior is, you can make one playlist in Halo Infight. What's the playlist you make?
So on Halo Infinite playlist, like a multiplayer playlist, or are we talking like, what are we talking about exactly?
Yeah, let's do a multiplayer playlist and have fun with it.
Okay. I'm going to need a minute to think about it, but I got a good one that I thought of the other day for campaign, which will stall enough time for you guys to think about your answers. Okay? So.
Rumble roulette. Okay, go on.
Yes, exactly. I was talking to Silver Scorpion, who
The Halo
is a YouTube
completionist?
guy. Yeah, I was talking to him, and he was and we were talking about how like it would be cool if there was a playlist for the campaign where you just jumped through the different bosses. Like it's like, okay, I want to fight against the first boss that comes down on that elevator, and then I want to fight the boss that's the elite with the sword that goes invisible, and just kind of go through them like that, as opposed to like running around the map and doing it all. It just like automatically teleports you, kind of like Mega Man-y. If you guys have ever played Mega Man,
No, I never played Mega Man.
well, there's an option once you beat the bosses, you can go back through and replay them essentially, but you can just jump straight to them. So it's like, do you want to play boss mode or do you want to play regular mode? So it kind of is like arcade fighting game versus the storyline fighting game of the fighting game. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, what do you guys think about playlists? Well, I think of a multiplayer one.
So my playlist is a little bit different. It wouldn't be able to be made now. It's going to need some time, but the playlist is going to be called Where'd My Gun Go? And essentially what happens is as you're shooting at random moments, your guns just get switched to like another player on the game. So like you'll have like a battle rifle in your hand, and then boom, suddenly you just have like a plasma pistol. So then it becomes this kind of like, do I hold on to a good gun? Do I hold on to a bad gun? Let me have a bad gun in my hand, and then I switch to my good gun when I have to shoot, but then you have a disadvantage because you don't always have your good gun out at first. So I don't know, just something to throw people off.
The man's making a whole game mode out here.
Yeah, I was like, that's a game type.
Well, it's a game type, but that's kind of what playlists are nowadays anyway, so.
You can make a play. Yeah, that's kind of true, unfortunately. That's true.
Bring back Lone Wolves.
We have Rumble Pit.
Lone Wolves. I didn't stutter.
I didn't stutter,
ranked?
bitch.
Yeah, I would like to have free-for-all ranked.
Yeah, that would be good.
That way I can't always let down tracks.
I would like a Duck Hunt exclusive playlist.
Oh my god,
Where-
yes!
Or there like aren't just the regular duck, like, you know, there's always one Duck Hunt map that is the superior Duck Hunt map. But if you had 343 make like 7 different Duck Hunt maps, and it's like just an affection game mode, limited time mode, that'd be fucking sick. I would have a lot of fun with that.
You know what? There was a game mode and Forge map in Halo 5. I forget what it was called, but it was this map that started off with, I want to say 16 people, and it was basically like 16, or I guess it was 8 1v1s that would go on, and then after like maybe a minute, another part of the map would disappear, sort of like revealing like another part of the map, and now two people.
BR tournament.
That's it, yeah, BR tournament. And that was always like such a fun thing. I felt like that I would love BR tournament to be in to have a game mode and a map and maybe multiple maps. Like I always really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's like Battle Royale meets Octagon, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember that game mode. That was a lot of fun. And I think at the end you get like snipers and stuff. Like it's not even just BRs anymore. They give you like
there's a sniper rifle at the end, and yeah.
Yeah, I want Octagon. That's not a playlist. It's just a request.
No, but you know what? An Octagon playlist makes so much sense. I mean, that has to be the most played custom game in Halo 5.
For warming
There
up.
should be.
No, but think about how many people were using the Octagon to warm up, and it was a way that people would warm up, and all the pros, all the really good players. I mean, I'm just trying to think of like what other custom game would have been put on as much. Plus, it's always a 1v1, so putting it into a playlist makes a lot of sense. I think you'd have a ton of people trying to do Octagon.
I think I've thought this for a long time, but it'll never happen. But I think it'd be cool if there was a tournament where it was like a legitimate Halo Octagon tournament where you play Halo CE, like a best of 7 series, wherever the situation is. Halo CE and whatever the equivalent Octagon 1v1. Halo 2.
The ultimate Halo Octagon.
Halo 3 and the Octagon from Halo 3. Halo 4, the Octagon from Halo 4, so on and so forth.
Dude, they need to do like a pro tournament that has like, I mean, this would never happen, but a pro tournament that could take like the pro settings from any Halo on any of the Halo maps that had pro settings before.
It just throw it
So you'd have like
bingo style, like
you'd have like Halo 3 The Pit, followed by like Halo 5 Coliseum, followed by Halo Infinite Aquarius, followed by Oddball and Halo 2. Like it would just be, dude, that would be wild.
There was a TV show on G4, and I have looked for this thing. It could be like a figment of my imagination, but I swear I remember this existing when I was a kid. That it was called Game Arena, and it was 4 guys that played in a tournament against other teams of 4.
Yeah.
And one of them was like the Madden specialist, and the other one was like an Unreal Tournament player. And like they would have like one random game as like the final one, and it was like which of the 4 of us is gonna play it, because who's like, so you want people that are like versatile and have like fighting game experience, and like it was pretty cool. But I wish that was still a thing.
Rabble says, I remember it. You aren't crazy.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So and that's like back whenever Halo 3, like in early days of MLG, whenever like Smash and Halo and COD were all like at these same events, like all hosted by MLG, I thought gaming orgs, that's the way it would go. It'd be like, all right, this week we're watching Optic versus Cloud9. First match we're gonna watch Optic Mango versus whatever equivalent player.
Oh, that would be wild. Yeah.
And then next it'll be Halo 2, and you know what I mean? It'll just go down the line. And
that would be
cool. That would be the way that like teammates would kind of be teammates across like different games and platforms, not just, I mean, which is the way it is. But the thing is, like now it's like an Optic Halo team maybe interacts with that Call of Duty team every so often for like a sponsored event or something, not like actual teammates,
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. That sounds cool to me.
But that's alternate history.
Alternate history.
It's in an alternate universe.
Yep.
All right,
Cool.
that wraps up all of the questions from Company Trap.
The Company Trap?
Yeah.
Remember last week when you left for a little while? Unless you cut that out of the podcast, then.
No, I didn't cut anything out of the podcast. Oh, I did cut that out of the podcast, yeah.
Wow! Now I just sound like an idiot. Thank you.
No, why don't you go ahead and explain it? That's from the company. We tried to do Community Corner, and then obviously, everybody else and their sister did Community Corner for their stuff, including Halo. So then it just looks like we're copying Halo when we do our Community Corner. So whatever. Now it's, what's it? Company Corner? Company Trap?
Claptrap.
Wait, is that what it's from? Claptrap?
I searched up synonyms for company, and then, for community, and then I searched up synonyms for corner, and thus Company Trap.
Company Trap. That's it. Okay, so Company Trap. That was Company Trap. Awesome. Thank you for all of those who submitted their questions. We're going to wrap up here. You can find us on Twitch. Every Wednesday, we stream our podcast live at night, usually around 10 p.m.
You can find us twitch.tv/Red Spartan Podcast. You can also find our TikTok, Red Spartan Podcast. Los Burger, our guest, thank you for joining us tonight. Burger, what do you want to plug? Where can people find you? What do you got going on?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. First off, glad I got to talk to you guys for a little bit. I know Mike's busy, so we don't really get a chance to as much. But yeah, so the big thing I do is a podcast as well. It's Halo related, geek related, nerd related. We talk about whatever over there. Most of the time it's Halo though, because that's what I like to talk about. It's called Proximity Chat. You can find it on Spotify or where most places you can find any podcasts. We are not on YouTube, but I also have a Twitch and a Twitter, twitch.tv/LosBurger, and Twitter is @TheLosBurger, so you can find me there. Yeah, I think that's it. Check out the podcast. That's really where like my pride and joy and me and my boys talk, and you might see some familiar faces. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Over there in the future. We'll see. So. Cool. Well, thanks for having me on, guys.
Very cool. Mystery, what do you got going on this week?
Tomorrow I have the Dungeons and Dragons live stream. And then Friday is the Halo live stream with Covalent and Spark. Monday is still TBD. But yeah, you can catch me on twitch.tv/RealMistry.
Okay, very cool. That's where we all are. You can find me on Twitter at DaddyTrax. I think it's DaddyTrax1 on Twitter. And then you can find me on Twitch at DaddyTraxLive1. And that's where we are. Okay, that's everything we got for you guys tonight. We'll be back next week with another episode. I hope you enjoy your week. Join us for community night this Saturday night. Around 9 p.m. we'll get started. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your night. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
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 Mystery, do you want to say, or not Mystery, Burger, do you want to say, okay, bye?
Bye. Okay, bye.
Okay, cool. Everybody who was here in the live stream, thank you for hanging out tonight. I'll see you all guys later. All right, good night, guys.